Welcome to Financial Reactions. Today we are looking at a debt snowball payoff plan.
If you have been paying attention more to your debts and you're really interested and maybe just a little bit worried and anxious about a specific debt and you want to pay that off quickly, let me put the pause on that because I have a really cool tool that you definitely need to check out in order to make a realistic debt payoff plan. Stick around in this video. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free. I counsel a lot of people through my budget coaching program, Budget Bootcamp. It's a private one-on-one virtual setting where you and I, or you and your significant other and I, sit down as a team and come up with a realistic plan to pay off your debt and hit your financial goals. Now, if you're interested in something like that, that program is linked below in the description box for you to check out. Now, one of the things and one of the tools that I like to bring into the conversation is a debt reduction calculator. I love using these types of calculators. They're free to use. I'm actually going to showcase one that I found that is amazing to help you come up with a realistic debt payoff plan that is going to tell you exactly the month and year in which you are going to be debt free. Now, this tool is located on vertex42.com. We're going to jump inside that and I'll show you how it works. All right, like I said, you're going to head over to vertex42.com and you're going to look up their debt snowball calculator. I will link to this in the description box below for you to check out, but you're going to scroll down to this actual green image. This is the actual calculator, and you can either download this as an Excel file or Google Sheets. I personally like using Google Sheets because everything in my life is on Google, so that's what I went ahead and did. So I'm gonna hop over to this tab where you can see this is the
If you do download an Excel spreadsheet off the internet, make sure it's a trusted source. Excel spreadsheets have macros in them, so just be careful.
The actual calculator in place. Now, in any case, whether or not you use this calculator, when you are actually wanting to start your debt-free journey, it's so important that you list out every single debt that you have out there. If you don't know which debts you have out there, you can actually head over to annualcreditreport.com and it is going to give you a credit report of all the different types of accounts that have been opened under your name, which are closed, which are active, which ones you're making on-time payments. That way you can see exactly where everything is at. Then you can take that information, verify that with each individual lender, and add it to this calculator right here. Just going to use what's on the example here since it's already typed in, but what you'll want to do is you'll want to start here and change your balance date. The balance date is important. I was actually working with a couple on this the other day through Budget Bootcamp, and we needed to change the actual date of when they were starting. So let's go ahead and type in today's date. And then you're going to list out all of your debts here, the total outstanding balance, the interest rate in which you are paying that, and then also the minimum payment. Then it's going to tell you exactly how much that minimum payment all together across all your debts is per month. Then at the bottom, this monthly payment, this is where you get to choose how much extra income you want to put towards your debt. Remember, the more money you can put towards your debt, the faster that you'll be able to pay that debt off. And at the bottom, it's going to give you a couple of different strategies. Now, there's two DIY strategies that I recommend for people when they're starting their debt-free journey. One is the debt snowball method. That is paying off the loan that has the smallest outstanding balance regardless of interest rate. In this method, you really are only going to be focused on that smallest debt because that one you will realistically pay off the fastest. Once you pay that off, that's going to give you a lot of motivation to pay off the next smallest balance. This is actually the method that I chose to use when I was paying off my student loan debt. The next method that you can use is the debt avalanche. Now, the avalanche is focused on the highest interest rate. So what's cool about this calculator is that it automatically reshuffled the order of which you would pay your debts off according to the highest interest rate. Now, in this example, that would have been card number 2, which is 13.5% interest. Mathematically, you'll be able to save the most amount of money in interest by focusing on the debt that has the highest interest rate. But a lot of people like that mental gratification of paying off the debt with the smallest outstanding balance. That's why the snowball method is so popular. Now, you can play around with the different strategies, which is what I love about this calculator, and that's going to help you decide which method you want to use. Stick with that, and remember, when you are picking one of these methods, you are paying minimums on everything else except for that one particular debt, either the lowest outstanding balance with the snowball method or the highest interest rate with the debt avalanche. What's cool about this is that you can use these different strategies. You can actually even do custom strategies here. So let's say they have in this example, let's say they want to go after their first car loan here because it's really important to them to have a paid off car. Even though it's not the highest interest rate, even though the balance isn't the highest, maybe that one is particularly important to them. So you can go in here and change your strategy to custom. You want to pay off the lowest first, which would be number 1. And you can change these too, right? So you can change the custom amount. And then you can see exactly what month and what year that would be paid off. Now let me go back to the debt snowball method because that's the method that I really like. And if we were to put, so if we had $1,000 that we could put towards everything, so that's $270, and we had an extra $730 to put towards this debt snowball method, then we would be focusing on the car loan, that first car loan, and we'd have that paid off by March of next year. If you head over to this tab, the payment schedule, I love using this. This is such a good visual. So you can see how they have all of the months, what your debt snowball payment would be. This is the extra income and everything that goes into that first debt, which would be that car loan. So then you can see you would be putting $760 towards that car loan, and then on March 2023, you'd put in the remainder of $230 and you'd be done with it. If you were really gung-ho about it, then you could actually just roll that $230 into that February payment. You'd be paying about $1,000 that month and you'd be debt free. I think this is so cool because it's going to show you in 5 months you're car debt free, and then you can see you're still making minimums on the next payment. Actually, all of the additional debts that you have, you're making minimums until that one is paid off, that first loan is paid off. Then that money gets rolled over, whatever additional money that you were throwing towards that first debt, once you pay that off, that additional money then gets moved over to card number 1. Your budget stays completely the same, all of your expenses stay completely the same, you're just moving that debt money over to the next debt. Now, a different strategy that you could take with this is that instead of just moving all of the money over, maybe you give your budget a little bit of a raise. Maybe you take $50 and add it into your fun money budget or your restaurants or clothing or whatever it may be. So you give yourself a little bit of a treat, but you're also putting majority of that extra income towards the next debt. I love building in these little rewards like that because I feel like it's still allowing you to live your life, but also making sure your debt stays a priority. What I also like to do is build in mini milestone rewards. So after this person becomes car debt free, maybe in April or May, we take a really fun trip and maybe we slightly pause the debt free journey. Maybe we aren't putting $800 towards that card number 1 just right away. Maybe you're only putting $500 and you're taking the extra $300 to go on a really fun road trip. So get creative with your strategies because the way that a debt free journey is most successful is 1, consistency, but 2, making it a game. Make it a game and make it fun so that you can add in these rewards to feel like, okay, I'm still committed to this journey, but it's not taking over my life. Another cool feature about this tool is that it is going to show you your total balance, your total debt balance over time, and how your debt snowball has increased over time, right? Because we're starting with that $730, and then you can see where your debt, your total debt starts really going down, because as you pay off those debts, your snowball just continues to get bigger and bigger towards the last debt. So by the time you get to that very last debt, you're going to be paying $890 towards that last debt, and you're all paid off. And in this example,
those are some good visuals. It really helps you see things as they are and really keeps you motivated.
You're all paid off by, let's see, May of 2025. And that's all just based on, making these payments what they are. What's cool about this tool is that you can customize your monthly payment and figure out exactly how much you want to do and then what strategy you want to do. So you can see exactly how many years it takes to pay off, the month that it's paid off in. Then I can change this to Avalanche, and then I can see, okay, if I was doing highest interest rate method first, then I'm focused on card number 2, which has a $9,000 balance and that 13.5%. It's going to take me 1 year of commitment at a $1,000 payment in order to pay that off. But in 1 year, I've completely eliminated my highest interest debt, which always is going to be credit card debt. Credit card debt has the highest interest of any type of debt that you might take out. So I find this to be really beneficial in order to get a debt payoff journey plan in place, and one that's realistic. I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. Don't forget, if you want to take this further and you want some coaching and advice where you and I are working side by side together on this and coming up with a realistic plan, definitely check out my Budget Bootcamp program, which is listed in the description box below, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Okay, that was really good. She did a good job of explaining how that snowball works and gave you some good tools. Also, if you want to check her out, I'll put a link to her website or her YouTube channel in the description. And if you're interested in her boot camp, you can go check it out. My name is Brad, and thanks for watching.